guys, welcome back to my channel, Days with Darlene. I'm super excited for this video because it is my very first vlog ever. And on top of that, I'm going to be taking you guys on a little date night / telling you a little bit about how I met my husband and our love story, because when I posted on Instagram what kind of videos you guys wanted to see, that was highly requested. If you are not following me on Instagram, make sure you do, because I will be posting things like that more often. So before I take you guys on our little date night, I wanted to show you guys my awesome cool new intro, so enjoy it. Guys, so in order to properly tell you our love story, you have to know where we're going. If you're new to this channel, then Walter is my husband. I'm gonna have him kind of talk to you guys and tell you where we're headed.
What's up, guys? So where we're going is a very, very special place to me and Darlene. In fact, it's the place that I took her on our first date, our very first date. And it's the place where I actually proposed to her in front of all our friends and family. So it's a big deal. We're letting you guys in on a very special location.
Alright guys, so our first stop is actually my work, which is on the way to where we're going. I just have to come grab a couple of things since I've been working from home, but we'll be out of here in no time.
This is Pixie's first time visiting Mommy's work. Pixie, say hi!
Alright guys, so I just had to come and get some laptops because the one that I currently have is like starting to die, and it's obviously important since I'm working from home. I actually work at a private school. I've been working at a private school for about 4 years now. I teach history and English, and it's awesome. I really love it. So, but anyway, enough about that. Let's carry on. I'm hungry.
Where are we going next?
To get food?
Yes.
So we are actually in Westlake Village. I work in Westlake Village. I've actually worked here for quite some time, even before I started teaching, so I'm pretty familiar with all the restaurants here. And I found a place that has a bomb California burrito. Alright, so we're at a place called C Casa, which is actually like right down where I used to work. I used to eat here like at least twice a week. I haven't been here in a while, so let's go ahead and show you guys what this burrito looks like. It doesn't look that great, but it's bomb. I feel like we're always eating in these vlogs.
We should just become like foodie bloggers, honestly.
Alright guys, so we are done eating and we are headed to... Did you already tell them where we're going?
To the location.
We're headed to the location. Walter's driving now because I don't like to drive on windy roads. I feel like I'm going to fall off a cliff and die. So anyway, we will see you guys when we get there. Sorry about my hair. It's really windy where we are. We literally just came from like 88-degree valley weather to like 60-degree beach weather. Yep, we are at the beach. We are at Leo Carrillo State Beach in Malibu, where we came on our very first date. It's
so pretty here.
It is, but
it's freezing right now. This is Pixie's first time here too. This is where it all started, Pixie. This is where it all started. A lot of people do know about it, but it's also still kind of like hidden. Not too many people know about it. Where are we going? Down that way, yeah. Alright guys, so this was the exact location where we came. And pretty much we like laid on the grass for hours. And I mean hours. Like we lost track of time. We were here for hours just talking the entire time. And what's really amazing is that I went home that day and I love to journal, right? Like I love writing. Sorry, I'm trying not to fall. And I went home that day and I remember I wrote in my journal, like, this is the guy that I'm going to marry. Like I just knew that I was going to marry this guy, even though it was only our first date.
But I do have to tell you guys, we knew each other for a long time. Why am I out of breath? We actually met in 2009 when I started coming to a church that he was already attending. And we pretty much were friends for about 5 years before we started dating. So I had already known him for a long time. We used to like IM. Do you guys remember IM? Yeah, we used to IM like super late at night all the time. Yeah, and so we, you know, we were friends and whatever. And then on the first day we came here, and that's why I just knew, like, after all these years of like knowing him, and the like amazing talk that we had. I mean, we just spoke about everything, like our failures, our things we learned, like our future. We spoke about so many things, and I just like went home with this feeling of like just knowing that I was gonna marry this guy. So she's super excited.
This is only Pixie's second time at the beach, and the first time we took her, she loved it. But it's cold today and we don't want her to get wet. Look at it, look at it.
It's impossible to keep sand off of anything when you go to the beach.
Pixie? Oh, look at you, little model. You little model.
So this is literally where we sat the time, like that on our first day, right here in between all these rocks. We laid out a blanket and we were just sitting here, and it was actually really cool. There was not a lot of people here. I think it was in September, and we were like the only ones here.
Babe, what does this place here, specifically Leo Carrillo, this little cove, mean to you?
To me, it's always going to be the location where I fell in love with Walter, and where we made the commitment to be married to each other for the rest of our lives.
I had never been here before. We were driving PCH and I saw the cove, and I'm like, why don't we just go there? And she's like, sure. So we decided to pull over and just check this place out. We didn't realize it would be so special and become what it is now, you know. And we'll after this part here, I will go up to the actual location where I proposed to her. It's like a cliff. It's beautiful. And we'll have Darlene share a little bit more.
Pixie was not in the picture yet. She's only 2, so. But pretty much after we came here, hey, we started dating. He actually asked me officially to be his girlfriend at a Panera near my work. He shows up with a rose.
She was at work. I said, hey, when do you go on lunch? She's like, at this time, meet me at the Panera. I got a surprise for you. And she shows up, and that's when I brought a rose to her, and I officially asked her if she would like to be my girlfriend.
And I said no. No, I did. I said I would love to, but you have to go ask my parents first, because we're kind of old school like that. So a few months later,
I had to go take Pixie to meet the pug that was over there. Otherwise, she'll keep yapping and yapping anyway.
That's kind of how we started dating. We dated for about a year before you proposed.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a really awesome year of getting to know you in that way. And
we'll put a couple of pictures of some of our first few dates and stuff here for you guys to see.
After our first date here, and then that year that we dated kind of passes by, I'm thinking, how am I going to propose to her? That's probably one of the biggest pressures in life, is when a man is about to propose to his wife and is trying to figure out how to do it like in the most perfect way, because it's meaningful and it means a lot, and it's the story that you're going to tell your kids and your grandkids and all your friends and everybody that you meet. So it's kind of like, and then so me, the filmmaker and like the artistic person in me was like, I gotta do it, or I took her on her first date, and it just worked out. And then one of my best friends, Pablo, at the time, would do like wedding and like special event type videos. And I asked him, bro, can you please do this video for me? And he's like, yeah. And I laid down the story, I laid down what I wanted. I even had a poem that I kind of read to her.
So the morning of the proposal, we were supposed to just be going on a date. We were gonna come to the beach, and then we were gonna go have dinner. But as we're driving up the canyon to get to the beach, like, he was pretty like giggly and like nervous. And I could like.
And no, you don't forget, I was sick as a dog.
Yeah, he was. I was
sick. I had the worst cough, and I was on like half a bottle of Robitussin and like Dayquil. I was sick, and I was over here trying to keep myself together because my friend was gonna mic me up. I'm about to propose. Like,
we'll give you more details, but let's go ahead and go to the location so you guys can see it, and we'll give you more details. All right, guys. So before we take you to the exact spot, we're like right around the corner from there. we just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we loved about each other. You wanna go first?
Sure. I mean,
what do you love about me?
No, when I first saw in Darlene that kind of I realized like this is real was you know, the way that she was with her family and the way that she was with her sisters. You know, back then, if you guys didn't know Darlene, she has 2 sisters and they were inseparable. Like, they were together all the time. But I saw that as strong family ties and family bonds, and I'm a very family oriented person myself, so that was a big thing for me. And then when it came down to her and I, one of the strongest things that I saw was just the grace she had, you know, with me, and the non-judgmental love that I felt from her all the time, you know. So and then on top of that, I mean, she's beautiful, duh. And and she's so girly, but at the same time so tough and opinionated and strong-willed, but funny and witty and smart and independent and, you know, go-getter. You know, she has so many attributes and so many things that I definitely just admired in her right off the bat. And you know, I looked at all those things and I'm like, how can I not lock her up? So
yeah, I mean, for me it was a lot of different things. I think he touched on one huge one. You know, we both made a lot of mistakes in our youth, and when we started opening up to each other about a lot of those mistakes, he was so non-judgmental, just very understanding about the fact that these were things in the past and that I was a different person now. And that was really important to me because, you know, I made a lot of mistakes, and for someone to be able to see me for who I was, you know, now versus who I used to be, that meant a lot to me. And that was one huge thing. But another huge thing was just, he's the most genuine person I've ever met. You know, he is always himself. It doesn't matter who he's with. He could be with the King of England or with, you know, a homeless person, and he's just always himself. And I think that's really hard to find because a lot of people tend to act a little bit differently around certain people, but he wasn't like that. He was always just talking to everybody, getting to know everybody. And I remember that was my first, when I first got to the church.
Even in that, I knew both of her sisters from high school. I graduated high school in 2006. She graduated high school in 2009. The middle sister, she's the youngest one. The middle sister's 1 year younger than me, and her oldest sister is 1 year older than me. And I knew both her older sisters. And I just knew them from high school. I would see them, hey, what's up, guys? Cool, whatever.
But he never knew me.
But I never even knew Darlene existed. And then one day, all of a sudden, I'm at church and I see the older sister walking. I'm like, hey, it's Liz. Then I see Karen walking. I'm like, hey, it's Karen. And then I see her walking. I'm like, ooh, who's that?
This was literally June 2009 when, like, I first met him. And he's a drummer at our church. And so, like, that was my initial reaction. Like, I'm like, oh, who's that guy playing the drums? Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I definitely had a crush on him from the very start. Back to what I was saying, like, him being so genuine was a really big thing for me. And then another huge thing was how he treated his mom. My mom would always tell me, like, just watch how a guy takes care of his mom, and that's how he's gonna take care of you. And this guy loves his mom, maybe a little too much.
No.
But no, like, his respect for both of his parents, his love for both of his parents, I really, like, I saw that and I loved it, and I'm like, yeah, this is definitely a guy who would know how to take care of me and how to treat me right. And honestly, when I talk to people about him, a lot of what I heard was like, he's a hard worker, and he has a good heart, and those were like 2 things that I heard a lot, and those are 2 really good things. So I mean, like I said, I knew that night on our first date that I was gonna marry him. Kind of weird, I know. I mean, don't always go by what you feel, you guys. Like I said, we prayed about it.
We went with our pastors, with our parents. We didn't just say that date was amazing, she's the one, let's get this thing on paper, let's get married, let's get hitched. No.
Anyway, so that's, you know, that's what I love about him, or that's what I loved and still love about him. Yeah,
so let's go to the new other location where I actually proposed. Alright guys, so we are at the location.
Literally.
Hopefully this framing is good. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I don't have a vlogging camera.
And you can hear us because it's really windy.
Yeah.
But it's like right over there. We're actually going to go ahead and insert a clip right now of the proposal.
I actually spent a long time writing this. Kind of like a poem, but kind of like a short story type thing. Alright, ready? Darlene, today is a very special day. At a very special place. This place here is where I came to grips with how I feel about you. It's where I discovered that who I had in front of me was somebody truly special. On this beach, a year and a day ago. A year and a day ago, you were brave enough to take a risk. And I was courageous enough to open my heart. I'm just glad you didn't run away. A year and a day ago, I fell head over heels with the woman I want to share the rest of my life with. A year and a day ago, I realized who I want to be silly with, but also do grown-up stuff with, like cook fish.
No.
And with lots of onions. Right here, Darlene, a year and a day ago is where I realized who I want to love God with and who I want to serve my community with and who I want to start a family with. A year and a day ago was one of the most special days of my life, but it's nowhere near as special as what tonight has in store for us. I've never been much of a writer. I think we figured that out today. But I've learned something from you. The most beautiful things to say many times are the simplest. So for today's purpose, I'm going to keep it really simple, okay? But I sought help.
I feel like you're reading a story.
I sought some help, okay? Because I'm going to express 4 simple yet beautiful words that will change our lives forever. So do me a favor and stand with me. And I really am nervous and excited.
I can tell, you're making me nervous.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Look over your right shoulder.
Wait, where's my right shoulder? Oh my gosh!
Dark. Will you marry me?
Yes. So as you guys can see, he literally had like cameramen popping out of the rocks. Like I had no idea. In that moment,
I had all my friends come and hold signs. It was crazy. It was a whole production. It was a whole production.
In that moment, I even forgot like which way is my right. Like it was the whole thing. Oh, yeah. But it was honestly the most beautiful like proposal. I know I'm like biased, but it really to me was absolutely amazing. Like I will never forget that day. It was on September 2014, and it was just beautiful. I loved every moment of it. So I did want to tell you guys that, you know, we obviously had talked about like getting married. It wasn't like he randomly asked me. We had talked about it. We loved each other, and we knew that was something that we both wanted. We prayed about it individually. We prayed about it to make sure that it was, you know, also what God wanted. But yeah, that's honestly our love story. We've been married for 4 years now. We got married May 14th, 2016. So we had like an 8-9 month engagement period to plan everything, and maybe we'll put a clip of the wedding.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll see. Yeah, why not? Let's do it right here.
In getting to know you, I have discovered in your heart many qualities that have captivated me and made me fall in love with you. Your patience with me, your kindness, and your ability to forgive all my mistakes. How you have carefully guarded my heart, and so important to me, how you have always believed in me, encouraged me, and continue to see the potential in me. You have always showed interest in helping me grow, in guiding me to better myself in all areas of my life. but especially in my walk with God. All of this has led to this decision here today, to marry you and unite my life with you until death separates us.
From this day forward, Darlene, for the rest of my life, I vow to honor, respect, and above all, love you with all my heart, all my strength, all my mind, just as Jesus loved the church. I vow to be more like Christ every day and to put God first in our marriage. He will be our cornerstone. Darlene Stephanie Zelaya. Stephanie, I love you. I choose you. I choose you.
Alright guys, so that's pretty much our story with, I don't know, I feel like we did a pretty good job, but if you have any questions, just comment them down below and I will try to answer them for you guys. Anyway, hope you enjoyed our very first vlog. We will be doing this more often, so make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that little notification button so that you guys know when my new videos come out. I post generally every Saturday, so be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you guys next time.
Hey.